the brilliant dance activities that we have going on through Yorkshire Dance, with older people, younger people and people with learning disabilities, and they're joining us today. But also Dazzle, the dance studio in Leeds, and a range of other organisations that are doing online activities. There's much that we can learn about ourselves and what we're able to do, whether that's appreciating music, whether that's trying our hands at visual arts and crafts, whether that's learning more about the city around us through engaging in culture, such as Leeds museums and galleries, or whether that's sort of engaging with new forms of literature, which is again why we've got somebody from Leeds Libraries today to talk about what is the offer for people on Leeds and how can they use libraries online. We can also have something to give other people. So through our creative activities, we can create playlists, we can create art objects, pictures, cards, window displays, and we can give something to people beyond ourselves in our household and beyond. And finally, creative activities allow us to have a focus in the moment. So through exploring drawing or making, we can find ourselves in a state of flow, which is where you're so concentrated on what you're doing, whether that's playing music or woodworking or printmaking or something else, that the rest of the world just disappears for a moment. And again, you're distracted from the things that you're needing to deal with, and that could be so important in giving us a little bit more capacity or respite from the challenges of our lives, so we can come back to them with a bit more energy, a bit refreshed. So those are some of the reasons why we're looking at arts and culture today. Is not just because we might all have our own interests and preferences, but there can be these specific well-being benefits from these kinds of activities. The other thing that I just wanted to bring in as part of my input into today's session is that we've got some really good research and evidence around the benefits of arts and culture for our well-being. So in November 2019, the World Health Organization published a report on how arts and culture can benefit our health, both just in sort of mental health and well-being, like I just outlined, but also specific health conditions that can benefit from arts and culture engagement. So that can be the rates of reduction in depression that we found from people who regularly attend museums and galleries, which has been published research for people in older populations. We've seen some really good benefits in Leeds, particularly with the Giving Voice Choir, where people who are recovering from stroke and neurological conditions have found that attending a choir and singing has given them more control over speech and language and greater independence. And we're finding all kinds of activities can continue online given those health and well-being benefits. The research is still catching up to what we've experienced since lockdown, as services have gone online or arts and culture has been offered remotely. So we're still waiting for the same degree of evidence to come across in these activities, but being that those activities can't go ahead in the way that they usually would, we can expect some of those benefits to follow as we move online. So that's just a very brief overview. Hopefully we can include some links to some of this research as we put out further information following this webinar, and when the webinar is available online we can add links to support it. One of the things that we've been doing since me and Amy had a conversation, it was only towards sort of mid-December, was to reach out across Leeds to look at all those activities that have gone online and which are available to everybody in Leeds and beyond. And we've collated, it's now several pages of information that we're going to put together and send to everybody who comes along. But we tried to structure the information in a way that followed the research. So the World Health Organization put art forms into 5 different categories: visual arts and creativity and craft, performing arts, which includes music, reading, writing and literature, and the wider sort of cultural offer. So that's things from theatre and galleries and exhibitions, but also sort of digital arts and films. So as we've said, everything is is digital now, but maybe things like art exhibitions that have been created digitally, we can maybe think of as being a little bit more specifically about the digital arts. So we put all that information together, and we have our two speakers join us to talk in a little bit more detail about what's available from two of those partners, and then we can hopefully explore in the Q&A some more detail around that. So if we could hear now from Saf at Leeds Libraries about what's on offer at the moment.
Hi everyone, as Geraldine said, I'm Sophia and I'm an assistant community librarian from Leeds Libraries, and I'm going to give a quick dash through the current libraries from home offer that we have at the moment. So, Leeds Libraries, we're still here for you. With the current situation, we've had to obviously adapt our services because we can't physically be with our service users. We're having to make sure that we are still present, that we sustain and enhance our existing partnerships. We also have to make sure that we're still continuing to support people through their well-being with creativity and learning. So the Libraries from Home project that we have embeds our core Leeds Library Service offers, but it also helps us to reach new audiences because we're using digital platforms. We are digitalizing our content. A lot of this content we already had digitally already. It's just now that we can actually create better awareness of it. But we're also sharing specialist knowledge and our Leeds Libraries collections, and we're sharing the amazing work of our library team members and our colleagues. You can still join the library. Like, you don't have to worry that we're in a lockdown. The library is, as always, it's still free. You can create a temporary account. You can access that by going to the leedslibraries.gov website. I have attached links to all my slides, and Geraldine, as before, has all the information, so you can get this later. Through the online service, you can have access to all of the books. So you can borrow books from the libraries, you can make reservations for computers, and you can access the Libraries from Home service. We are operating, whilst the libraries are open, our click and collect service. This means that you're able to reserve any books or items that you would like from Leeds Libraries, but you can do it using either the Leeds Libraries app, going to Leeds Libraries online, or we've actually created dedicated emails or library numbers. So you can call 0113 378 5005, and by contacting us through that number, we can help you. So if you're having any problems or issues creating library memberships for either you or anyone that you support, you can contact us and we can help you through it. We can help you get connected and sort out the library accounts for you. Obviously, with the extra measures are in place because of the pandemic. This is what the click and collect is about, but the libraries are open, and we're still really happy for you to come in and collect any reservations so that you can carry on reading, you can carry on developing, and you can carry on learning. You can borrow as many books as you like, so you can carry on for ages. There are no late fees, so you don't have to worry about what's going on, and you can still return any items back to any of the libraries that are most accessible for you. Via the Libraries from Home page, we've got lots going on at the moment, and through the link that I've supplied here on the slide, but it's also available from Geraldine, you can access everything that we are offering as a library service in one place. All of these things we think are beneficial for people's well-being and offers a place for creativity and learning. We have eBooks and e-audio. We've got a huge range of topics. We've got over 6,000 books online that are accessible to any library user. These include non-fiction, fiction, picture books, or even comics. there are also multiple licenses on quite a series of books. So if you have a group that you're looking after, or even are an individual and feel like setting up a book group, then you can do that using our online services and have multiple people reading the same book at the same time. And then obviously you can have little meetups to discuss your books. We've also got digital magazines. So you can get your latest Cosmopolitan, BBC Good Foods, BBC History, GQ, and lots of other different magazines, so that you can read them online and you don't have to worry about getting them. It's also very good for recycling and saving your money. And I don't know if any of you are like me, but I used to have a massive backstore of magazines that I would never read, and then I would read them a year out of date. So this helps you stay relevant and help the planet. On top of that, we've also got our RB Digital newspapers. So with the newspapers, we've got thousands of different newspapers. They go back for 90 days. So you can go back 3 months and still look at newspapers. If there are old articles that you want to explore, they can also, which I think is really important, be translated through 16 different languages. So that can be really helpful if you've got different people that you're working with, or obviously if you are a reader that has English as a second language, this can be really helpful for you. Lots of you should know about our Leodis photographic archive too. This is all available on the website. And with that, we've got thousands and thousands of pictures related to Leeds. And they're amazing. You can see the Countess of Howard with a giant emu, or you can see old streets and like old people of Leeds. And it's a really good resource if you want to do any kind of reminiscence sessions. It's a great place for people to look at, to share stories, but also find out about the history of Leeds. And the best part about it is it's created by the people of Leeds. And you can even actually offer your own photographs to input to the archive, which is obviously very nice, because our history is always becoming new, and we don't realise that right now what we're going through will be a part of history, and it's always great to archive that and share that in the future. We also have, which a lot of people are interested through libraries, the Ancestry Online. It used to obviously only be accessible via the library computers. Now we've set it up so that you can actually explore Ancestry Online as long as you've got a library membership card and a PIN number, which is obviously what you get as you set up the membership. We also have an events listing online so that you can see everything that we're doing. You can have a quick check of it and find out and explore what we're doing. And so you can kind of pre-plan what you want to do with us and how you want to do it when we've got specialist events. So for example, the drawing room offers creative workshops on a one-off setting, so that there might be something really interesting for you that you might want to get involved in the future. There's loads more stuff. I can't really go through it today because this is a very big, like, quick blast through. But again, as Amy says, if you have any questions, if you want more information, then you can get in touch. Obviously, one of our biggest parts that we have at the moment is accessing digital. You can still access computers for essential use within all our libraries across all of the sites across the city that are still open. You can book them via the click and collect. Again, we've made it really accessible, so you can email us or you can call us, and if you need a little more support, you can give us a call. We are also offering one-to-one digital support sessions. So just like when we used to have libraries open and you used to have a librarian who would be able to talk through with you any sort of queries or teach you anything using a computer, your basic skills to help you with digital support, we can now offer that to you as a phone service. So a librarian can give you a call and we can work through any digital dilemmas that you're having at that time. Also, via our DigiDrop-in hashtag, we have on Twitter and Facebook every weekday, you can give us some questions and we'll respond as quickly as we can based on how difficult your query is, because obviously sometimes we might need to do a little librarian research.
Can I just stop you there, Saf, because we've only got a few minutes left. So I just want to introduce, thank you for that. There's loads of interesting stuff. And for people asking, we'll definitely circulate the slides after. So I'll just hand over to Izzy for a couple more minutes. We need to finish dead on one today. So thanks, Izzy.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm going to be really quick. I am from Yorkshire Dance and I work for the Dance On programme. So Yorkshire Dance have lots of stuff for the little ones as well through the Saturday Superstars digital offer. But the programme that I work for, we work with the over 55s across Leeds, Bradford and Doncaster, and I am the lead artist for Leeds. So my focus has been upon reaching as many people through our post-COVID digital offer this year. There's a few things that we've got going on. The first thing we did was provide 8 Dance On videos made by our tutors, which are on our website and social media. Again, links can come later in the email or the chat. We also started Zoom classes, which was actually initiated by our participants who were really keen to get going with the online stuff. So we had one Zoom class started, and then this was quickly followed by 2 more. So we actually have 3 weekly Zoom sessions. You're more than welcome to join. Please spread the word. Again, I'll send links to our website and the right person to email about that. We've had over 150 attendees between May and June in our Zoom classes. And in addition to this, we decided to create a range of monthly online masterclasses. So these sessions are dance masterclasses in a range of new and exciting styles. So it enables people to experience something new and different. It's been really, really fantastic to see how many people have got involved. We've had all sorts of fun, from burlesque to voguing, Bollywood, everything, a real range. And we've had lots of attendees enjoying those sessions, and again, we welcome more. So we've also had socials at some of our sessions. We've had bigger celebrations online as part of International Day for Older People, where we had a series of masterclasses, and we'll be doing similar again in celebration for International Women's Day in March. So that's really exciting. And yeah, it's been obviously a challenge in the beginning, and we were a bit worried about how our demographic would take this up in terms of not having digital access, but with a bit of perseverance and a sprinkling of tech support, and also with lots of phone calls to encourage our participants, and even a second round of outreach later in the year as the year progressed and more people were gaining the skills and the necessary to get online. So we've been able to pick up another round of participants, which has been fantastic. Yeah, I'd have a little video that I was going to show, but I have a feeling that we've not enough time. I know time's tight now, so perhaps I can send the link also for the email. But hopefully that gives you a really quick roundup of what's going on. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, thanks so much, Izzy. So thanks everybody for attending today. We will make sure to circulate as soon as possible all of the resource list that Geraldine's put together, which is absolutely amazing and extensive with all sorts of exciting things on there. Also the video that Izzy mentioned, and other information from 100% Digital Leeds about the different digital support that's available. We will share the recording of the webinar as well, although I did forget to press record at the start, so you won't hear me talking about digital inclusion, but you will hear from Geraldine talking, which is the important bit. So remember, this is the first of 3 sessions, so please join us same time next week and sign up at Eventbrite to find out more about how people can join different groups and reduce social isolation and connect with others through arts and culture. And then the final session is going to be in 2 weeks' time, looking at how existing groups like coffee mornings and memory cafes and social groups can engage with arts in a group experience as part of those sessions, and the kind of resources that can support that. So really, really quick session. Thank you so much to Saf and Izzy and Geraldine for doing all the work behind the scenes, and for Rach from doing the Q&A, and we'll pick through the comments and answer those questions and circulate those by email afterwards as well. Thank you so much everybody for engaging in the chat, and we will see you next week. Okay, thank you, goodbye.